What's up, webheads? Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and this is the third annual Free Comic Book Day edition with Comic Central. And this year, I'm not here with John, but I'm here with someone that's actually longer at this shop than he is, and this is Sam.
Hey guys, how's it going out there? Glad to be here. Glad to be back for another Free Comic Book Day. I was telling Mike, I think this is lucky number 13 for me. So, I'm expecting another great year. Absolutely cannot wait to see everybody.
To me, it's like a national holiday, but it's a great day for people to come into the shop, check out the shop. It's great for the small business. And then on top of it, it's just great to get even the younger generation involved into comics, or people that are like, man, it's Free Comic Book Day. I see they're giving away free comics. Maybe I might get back into the hobby again.
Exactly.
Which is super important.
It is absolutely, you're 100% correct. I think we talked about this a little bit before the video started. The kids section of books this year is probably one of the biggest I've seen in the last few years, at least, to come out from that. So I think a lot of not only the creators themselves, but the industry is seeing this uptick in kids, and that's great because that's the next generation. That's how we all keep getting what we want.
It's super important because us older guys are not going to be able to go on forever,
Exactly. And it'd be nice to know that the medium was there after, we're long gone. Maybe it might not be paper anymore, but if it was still around, to know that, people enjoyed it for that much longer afterward.
Yeah.
I'm about that life.
All right, so let's get started here, because there's a lot of books this year that are being offered for Free Comic Book Day, and I feel like there's something here for everybody. Whether you're a new reader, you're an older reader, it's here, right? And the first thing I want to advertise, though, is we have Free Comic Book Day at Comic Central. The number is right here in case you want to stop by. It's in the Central Florida area in the city of Sanford, right? And,
just off of I-4.
Yep, just
off
off
to throw
I-4,
that one out there, because that's
good.
Super simple to get here if you are traveling.
Right.
So who doesn't like that one? It is Saturday, May 4th. We're going to be open on 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. that day. Everybody gets 2 free books for just coming in. Don't like to stress the rest of it a whole lot, but if you do spend some money, spend $10, you come up to 5. You spend 20, now you're coming up to 10 books for free that day, which, it's really easy because we also run a 20% off trades and hardcover sale that day. We have everybody's favorite mystery boxes are back that day.
Yep.
They're going to be $17.99 this year, guys. And I know we've had multiple people already like, do you guys have your mystery boxes already?
Yeah.
Are they out? And it's like,
I've bought a few of them myself,
it's
too.
Like, no, that's only twice a year they come out and things, and people are like, oh. But that's good. It keeps everybody ready to keep coming back for more. I'm going to throw this up here real quick, too. Just a little quick. This is a quick little picture of most of the books that are coming out that day. I know it's kind of probably a little hard to see. There we go. Bring it a little closer. We will also highlight the books as we go through them and things going forward as well. So,
all right. Well, I think with that being said, now we'll just go ahead and get started. So we will talk about, I think, the offerings for the kids. Okay, yes. I think we're going to do that here. And the first book here is going to be, and it's tiny, it's Nickelodeon's The Loud House. So, give me a little bit of insight.
If you've watched any kind of Nickelodeon, you know about these characters. They're all of the characters that you love. It's 4 separate stories as you go along. Almost every character in the series is in the book as well. So there's something for a little bit for everybody. It was just one of those, if you like the show, you're going to love the kids' book too. It's fun. It's quirky. It's just like they said. It's Loud House. They're loud. They're fun. It will remind you, if you have siblings, exactly what your house was like when you were growing up, type of thing.
Yeah. And the size of this book is like, something you used to see in cereal boxes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I thought that was fun too because it was, you know, a family situation, that kind of thing. Absolutely spot on by Nickelodeon and these guys.
All right, very cool. Okay, so our next book here. Listen, boys, there's nothing wrong with reading unicorn comic books. This is Unicorn Crush. Okay, so this is an interesting book that Sam was telling me that has a format, and of course I can't show you this stuff yet. It has a familiar art tone, kind of like My Little Pony, when that was coming out. But yet, the style and the layout of this comic book is more like the Sunday comic strips.
Yep.
And really interesting. So tell the people about the story.
So it's about a girl named Phoebe. She's 10 years old, and she happens to be out skipping rocks behind her house in the stream, and she ends up hitting a unicorn and kind of, gets a wish because of the whole situation. We won't tell you exactly how that happens, but her wish is for them to be best friends.
It's a great all ages type of book, and I love, like you were telling me about this synopsis here, guys. Like when you open up this book, there's some real thought that goes into this. This is not like, hey, it's a free comic book day, the book, we're just going to throw it on the rack. It just literally, there's a big thought process behind this book.
Exactly.
So that's cool. All right. So now we're going to go and move on to the Night Librarian, right?
So this is another one of those YA style books. Your main character here is kind of tossed into a job that she never expected to even be taking. She's going to end up being the new Night Librarian in a kind of night at the museum-ish style library. Got lots of magic and fun things like that where, she's going to go on many misadventures. And this, same thing, I like this book too because it has 2 or 3 of the chapters, so you get a real feel for what it is that they're going to put out as a whole when it's said and done. This
cover reminds me of like Harry Potter.
It does a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. Especially when they went back and did a lot of the animated versions of the book telling.
So yeah, very cool. It's very, very much a book for a younger audience. See, these books are perfect to get people into comic books, and they need to make more of this stuff on a regular basis. Because
they really do.
This is how it starts, and then as you get older, then you get more into like, something is killing the children and stuff like that.
Yeah, which we'll get to as well at some point in time in this whole fun thing.
Right. All right, so now the next thing we're going to go on to is Snoopy Beagle Scout Adventures. I mean, it's Snoopy. What can you expect?
Yeah, it's all black and white, so it has that real nostalgic feel to it, like when we were kids.
Right.
I kind of hate to say that, but at the same time, and it's exactly what you think it is. It's Snoopy out with his. What are the other Woodstocks called? I don't know if there's a whole name for the clan.
I just think they're like Woodstocks.
Yeah. And it's them out on little wilderness adventures.
It's funny. It's cute. I like the way it is, and it's just what you can expect from Snoopy.
Exactly.
Right? So really cool. The Woodstocks crack me up.
They do. They're always into something, and it's like, okay, now there's multiples of them.
Oh, here we go. So, Investigators. This is
back again.
Free comic book day staple.
Absolutely. I feel like at this point, if we didn't get an Investigators like sneak peek for whatever the next book is that's coming up, it'd be actually sad.
Oh, I know.
I would be sad to know that there wasn't one of those in there.
Yeah.
Because this series, so many families that come in and pick these things up, their kids love them.
Yep.
If you have small children and you have read these, even if you haven't read these, please make sure that this is one of the books that you are absolutely looking for on Free Comic Book Day because it will get your children moving. It did mine.
Yeah, it did mine too. When my kids were younger, my boy's 17 and he was reading Investigators when he was like 5 and 6.
Exactly. You know, I remember when my son came home with it from the first time from the, the book fair type of thing. And I was like, oh, this is actually really great.
And the cool thing about this is same thing. If you want to know about the characters and you never read one before, there's a top secret file in the very opening cover here where it tells you all about the characters. And I love when comic books do that. So it's just new reader friendly for you. And they do this very well here.
Same thing as the last one. I think that I found with these books, same thing. Plenty of dialogue, so you would actually, you'll help along, but it's also young reader friendly to where you can have them read a couple panels to you, you read a couple panels, to where, you're not getting super big words, things like that, but yet still gives them that push to want to help read on their own because it doesn't seem too overwhelming.
Right. Gotcha. All right. So let's talk about Spidey and his amazing friends.
Once again, I love these Nickelodeon Disney Channel books where they put them out and kind of give you a fun feel. Of course, yes, they're looking to have you watch their shows and things. But at the same time, once again, being somebody that works in the store, when I have people come in with their children, they're looking for Spider-Man. And they want Amazing Spider-Man, which definitely isn't really for them.
Right.
But then you have things like this that they understand, they've seen, they know, makes it so much easier, so much better, because they want good art, too.
Yep.
That is the one thing that I've found that a lot of kids, shy away from kids' books sometimes because they don't have the artwork that they like, that they see in the more adult stuff.
Right. Oh, this is great.
Oh, yeah, same thing. Character breakdowns in the beginning.
God, they need to take note for this for the adults.
I know
they seriously need to do that. It's like Spidey, you got Spin, you got Ghost Spider, and Hulk, and it just gives you just a little brief description on who these characters are and what they do. I think that's phenomenal.
Exactly.
So well done here. I'm sad that this show wasn't out when my kids were younger, because I would have watched every single freaking episode. But
and been happy to sit there next to them.
Yeah, exactly. But when I watched the Superhero Squad.
Yep.
Yeah, so I watched that.
So I can't complain about that either, because I love some Superhero Squad too.
That was great.
When he was younger, so. But same kind of feel. If you remember those kinds of things, if you have younger, some older children and some younger children, same kind of fun feel as that. Now the next one, same kind of situation. We're going to go back into that Dogman style investigators with Katie Catsitter and Max Meow. Same thing. We're going to have a story that is primarily based for her. We're going to have a Max Meow, and then they're going to come together in the center of the book to have a combined story, which is nice too, because you're actually seeing them put the thought process into some of these YA books where they're going to have the ability to have crossovers as well, which is one of the biggest things. I mean, maybe it's great for us, not great for us.
Right.
I mean, you take your pick on that one, I guess. Everybody loves to hate an event, I guess is the best way of putting it.
I don't think events are always bad. I just think that we tend to have way too many of them in adult comic books.
Yes.
But for a younger kid, sometimes when you have two books that you read and then the characters
Just
cross over
and come together,
that's like that
book.
blows their mind.
Absolutely.
Right? But for us, we've seen it and read it and done it 1,000 times, and we're like, there's too much of it, you know? So,
and much like normal, we'll highlight it again at the end of this video because there's more coming.
Yeah, exactly. But, it is what it is. But this book is great.
I'm gonna scooch over here just a little bit more because this is a magazine size Disney Encanto free comic book day. I actually rewatched Encanto last night.
You really?
I can't help myself. I love that movie.
That's so funny.
It's one of my absolute newer favorite movies. Misadventures. There's really not much else to say. It's your Encanto characters. It's another fun misadventure for them that goes beyond what you've seen already. Mm-hmm. And for this one, we're going to do the flip. It also has a 4 to 5 page backup story for Red.
Gotcha.
As well. And, if you guys have seen these movies, watched them with your kids, very intelligent stories, I guess is probably the best way, too, to show your kids how to deal with bullying.
So it's dealing, like, real-world problems.
Yes, real-world problems.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, man. That's good that there's a lesson there.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong, books should absolutely always just be for fun, but if you can get a little something out of it, too.
Educational, man.
Why not?
PSA. Yeah. Yes, there you go.
Something we don't see every day like we used to.
Right. All right, so the last thing to round off the kids' books before we get into the more adult stuff here is going to be your manga-styled Pokemon adventures. I would say this is not really kids. I would say this is definitely all ages, right?
Absolutely.
Because there's been kids that, or there have been adults that have been playing and watching Pokemon for years.
Exactly.
And so I think if you're a fan of this, you might want to pick this up.
Absolutely. Same situation. I think this is probably 10 years now of Pokemon being there. Same thing. Super staple to Free Comic Book Day. If you are into Pokemon, once again, this is your book. There's not a whole lot that you need to say about these kind of things in my personal. Oh, what do we want to do? I'm leaving it up to you, 100%. You're the guy. You know about this stuff, so I'm gonna let you pick.
All right. So